Tonight, if you fall asleep in a tent in the middle of grizzly country, you are, by every biological definition, completely defenseless. You are a 180-pound bag of meat, unconscious, making rhythmic noise, and unable to run. To a predator, you should be the easiest meal on the planet. Yet, the data from the National Park Service tells a story that sounds like a glitch in the system. The number of fatal predator attacks on sleeping campers is effectively zero. You are statistically more likely to be struck by lightning than to be eaten while you sleep in your sleeping bag. This isn't just luck. It's a survival mechanism that has been hardwired into the brains of every large predator on Earth over hundreds of thousands of years. If wild animals treated us like deer or elk, our species would have never survived the first night on the African savanna. We wouldn't have national parks, and camping would be a death sentence rather than a weekend hobby. This isn't just about animal behavior. It's about the terrifying legacy we've left in the wild. It's about why the most dangerous killers in the woods are actually terrified of you, even when you're snoring. Most large predators, wolves, mountain lions, bears, and leopards, are most active between dusk and dawn. They aren't missing you in the dark. A grizzly can smell your snacks from 20 miles away, and a mountain lion could be sitting 30 feet from your campfire without you ever knowing it was there. They are choosing to leave you alone. To understand why, you have to realize that predators aren't brave in the way we see in movies. They are survivalists. A predator that takes a stupid risk is a predator that dies without passing on its genes. And humans, even sleeping ones, feel very, very wrong to them. In the world of animal behavior, there's a concept called neophobia, the fear of the unfamiliar. Most apex predators have it for a very good reason. In the wild, anything you don't recognize is something that can kill you. When a wolf looks at a deer, it sees a predictable script. The deer smells like food. It bolts when scared, and it has a soft neck. When that same wolf looks at a tent, nothing computes. You don't move like prey. You don't smell like anything in nature. You smell like synthetic fabrics, chemical detergents, and fire. To a predator, a human in a tent isn't a meal. It's a high-stakes puzzle they aren't willing to solve. This leads to what scientists call the Uncanny Valley of prey. You sleep completely still for hours, breathing in a slow, heavy rhythm that doesn't match the frantic energy of a scared animal. You don't flee. In nature, the only things that don't run away are the things that are too dangerous to mess with. By simply staying still, you are accidentally sending a signal of total dominance. Social predators like wolves are constantly reading hierarchy. When they circle a tent, they see no submission and no aggression, just a calm, unresponsive creature that doesn't seem to care they are there. That confusion is your best protection. But there's a darker reason for this standoff. For 300,000 years, we have been the ultimate nightmare for every other species. We've been hunting the things that hunt us since before we could even write down the human. Stories. Every large predator alive today is the descendant of the cowards, the ones who learned that humans are unpredictably dangerous. The brave predators, the ones who thought humans were easy meat, were wiped out by our ancestors' spears and traps. We drove the American cheetah, the cave lion, and the dire wolf into extinction. We didn't just survive the wild, we cleared it out. The strange part is that we are still afraid of the dark. We carry this ancient evolutionary paradox in our DNA. We are the most successful killers in history, yet we feel vulnerable the moment the sun goes down. It's like a billionaire worrying about their bank account being empty. We built fires and walls for so long that we forgot we are the ones who shifted the balance. Today, the wolf circling your campfire isn't deciding if it's hungry. It's deciding if you are something it wants to risk getting anywhere near. And almost every time, the answer is a hard no. Think about your modern life for a second. You probably feel safe in a New York subway or a crowded Starbucks, but terrified in the silent woods of Yellowstone. Biologically, it should be the opposite. You are far more likely to get injured in a car accident on the way to the trailhead than you are to be mauled while sleeping in your tent. But our brains aren't wired for statistics. They are wired for the ghost stories of the Pleistocene. We still expect a monster to come out of the shadows, not realizing that to the rest of the animal kingdom, we are the monsters. Of course, there are exceptions, but they only prove the rule. When attacks do happen, they are almost never predatory in the sense that the animal is hunting a human. It's usually about food conditioning, desperation, or surprise. A bear that has learned to associate hikers with Amazon Prime-style food delivery is a bear that has lost its neophobia, or a starving, injured lion, like the famous man-eaters of Tsavo, might override its instincts because it has no other choice. But even then, those cases are so rare they make global headlines precisely because they are a breakdown of the natural order. There is a hidden lesson in the silence of the woods. Maybe we've gained the entire world, but lost the realization of our own power. We've become so consistently dangerous that the entire landscape has adapted around us. The wilderness isn't looking at you as a snack. It's looking at you as an apex threat. Whatever is moving through the trees outside your tent tonight already knows you're there. It smelled your gear hours ago. It's been aware of your breathing the entire time. And it is choosing to stay in the shadows. Not because it can't reach you, but because the lesson passed down through thousands of generations of predators is clear. Humans are not prey. We are something else entirely. We are the species that changed the rules of the game. So, the next time you hear a snap of a twig in the dark, don't let your prehistoric brain take over. Remember that the silence outside is actually a sign of respect. A legacy of 300,000 years of being the most formidable creature on this planet. We aren't just surviving the night anymore. We own it. Our ancestors did the hard work of teaching the world to fear us, so that we could lie down and close our eyes in peace. Every night that passes without an attack is a silent tribute to the resilience and the sheer lethality of the human race. We are the nightmare that the rest of the world has learned to live with. Sleep well.